two French people in a row. How about that? Yeah? Pretty good? Pretty good? Bonjour. I gotta let you guys know I mumble a lot. And people seem to hate it, mostly everybody I talk to. And I don't know, I mumbled to my friend and he was like, you know mumbling's a sign of schizophrenia, right? Most people just say speak up. Later that night he sends me a link, he's an article of famous serial killers who had schizophrenia. I was like, I don't need a follow-up, I didn't ask for this. And I read that article and it turns out they all had it, like all the big ones. And so now I'm really worried. Not only about the voices, but also what if I start hearing them and then they're also mumbling? You know how annoying that'll be? Like I'm trying to get the instructions on who to kill. I'm like, is it Brian or Ryan? Both? All right, fine. Whatever you say. But no, I think mumbling's actually underrated though, because it gives you 2 tries at every sentence. People are like, what'd you say? I was like, here's something better. Thought it through this time, you're gonna love it, I swear. It's just what you want to hear. But it happened to me the other day. I was reading in the park, and this guy came up to me, and he's like, how's that book, man? And I was like, I don't know, I'm not quite balls deep in it yet. And he said, what? And I was like, I just started. My therapist doesn't like my mumbling. He says I need to stop mumbling, and I was like, aren't you paid to listen? Try harder, bud. I don't know. I'm the first person in my family to go to therapy. It's very exciting. My older sister's like, I don't need therapy. I was like, what do you do instead? She's like, cooking is my therapy. And I was like, I know you. Therapy should be your therapy. And I've eaten your food. I think takeout should be your cooking. I think you're all out of whack. But yeah, I like therapy. It's hard to find a therapist though, because it's like you're just trying to find somebody who'll listen to your secrets. That's all it is. You're just telling secrets to people for money. I'm just like going around for $150. I was like, who wants it? 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 Then they take it, and I'm like, here's all the worst things I've ever done in my entire life. All right, you ready? Buckle up. But yeah, I don't know. I tell my therapist a lot of stuff. He's not, I don't know. I told him a lot. I told him the other day, I was like, I drink a lot. I think it's a problem. And he's like, why is that? I was like, I feel good when I do it, and I feel bad when I don't. And he said, you're right, that isn't great. I'm like, now you chose to listen? That's crazy. That's nuts. He's like, your alcohol drinking has a very serious impact on the depression you have, right? And I was like, yeah, it cures it. Have you tried it, dude? It's pretty great. You can give it a go. All right, let's get a drink after this. There's WNBA game on. But yeah, the other day we were talking, and I was like, I want to talk about my relationship with my father. I texted him, I love you, Dad. And he texted me back, are you in danger? I was like, yeah, I guess being vulnerable is pretty dangerous when you think about it, opening up to your dad. And my therapist goes, nah, I don't want to talk about that. I'm like, oh, who's in charge here? Am I paying you today? That's crazy. I was like, all right, do you have anything you want to talk about, man? He was like, actually, I'm having some trouble with my wife. And I was like, I think that's our time. All right, yeah, let's get out of here. Yeah, he told me I got a weighted blanket, so I got a weighted blanket. And it's 25 pounds, very heavy. I got it for Christmas. You guys know Christmas? I'm getting older, and my parents are getting older as they do, and we've been buying each other fancier gifts. So that, cause I'm spending a lot of money on my parents because I realized in a couple of years that stuff's coming back my way. Right? Christmas has become layaway. It's pretty awesome. Right? I bought my dad a PS5, and he was like, "What is this contraption?" I'm like, "It's a clock radio. Don't worry about it." Yeah, I got the weighted blanket. I like the weighted blanket. He tried to get me on antidepressants, and I was like, I like the weighted blanket. I think it's good. But I haven't sworn off regular drugs quite yet. I love doing drugs. It's fun. You guys ever go to a rock and roll show? Yeah, there's my rock and roll people over there. Yeah, my buddy and I were going to a show. He's like, I got us some drugs for the concert. And I was like, sex, drugs, rock and roll? 2 out of 3 ain't bad. All right, let's go. Let's go. And I asked him, I was like, what drugs are we going to do at the concert? And he said, I want it to be a surprise. You never want drugs to be a surprise, folks. All right? That's never good. Nothing good happens if you get surprise drugs. So he wouldn't tell me, and all day I'm thinking about it. I'm like, what is it going to be? Is it going to be weed, acid, mushrooms? Oh man, will it be oxycontin, oxycodone? What do we got? Vicodin, Klonopin, heroin? What are we doing? We going to do meth at this concert? That'd be pretty cool. We did some meth. Tylenol, Advil, come on. And he shows up to the concert. I was like, what's the big reveal? And he said, I got us some Adderall. We're gonna do the Adderall at the rock and roll show, dude. Are you kidding me? I was so mad. I was like, what are we gonna do with Adderall? We're gonna make flashcards in the mosh pit? Like, what do you think we're doing here? I was so mad. And then I got in there and I took one, and it was great. Yeah, I loved it. I left halfway to go clean my apartment. It was pretty sick. Came back for the encore, took another one, applied to grad school on my phone. So, thank you. Yes. 2028, gonna be an occupational therapist. What's good? You guys have been great. I've been saying, see ya.